San Francisco have been standing by, listening to Moscow radio for some word that the Russian premier might speak. As yet, there has been no VE Day proclamation from the Kremlin. Presumably, that will come later. Now, for a special broadcast, an eyewitness report from NBC's reporter at Supreme Allied Headquarters in Paris, we take you to NBC's W.W. Chaplin in Paris. Come in, W.W. Chaplin in Paris. One moment, please.
Representing American news organizations is privileged to stand in General Eisenhower's war room and watch the surrender. General Jodl signed the papers of surrender on any terms we choose to impose. I heard him make one of the strangest little speeches in history, beseeching our generosity toward Germany, because, he said, Germany has suffered so. Although the war was officially ended in Europe by the Jodl signature, the formal cessation of hostilities does not become legally effective until 1 minute past midnight tonight, Paris time, which is 1 minute past 6 p.m. this afternoon, Eastern wartime in America. Said nothing would be coming out until at least 11. I heard one high American officer mutter, and maybe not at all. It ain't all rosy. Well, we finally got our car at 2:05 in the morning, and at last entered the big war room, which was a stage set for the signing of the surrender. The Allied officers came in first, British, then French, then the Russians, and finally the Americans. They remained standing around the big conference table along one side and both ends until the Germans arrived. The general, the admiral, and the general's aide. General Jodl walked straight to his place at the center of the table, unoccupied side, threw his strap on the table, and sat down without a gesture or a word to anyone. And then the others sat down. A few quiet words from General Smith, and the sheaf of documents were laid in front of Jodl. He was handed a pen. He was told to sign. He signed. Then the other signed, and it was done. All done. All done. All 2:05 in the morning, and the first Allied officers to enter came at 2:29, so I had ample time to study it. It's a big, square, second-floor room, which would be square rather, except that one corner has been walled off to make another small room. The walls are covered with maps and charts. There are two big, red, figured Turkish rugs on the floor, and opposite the door was a long conference table with place guards in front of each of the 17 chairs. The space on the bare floor has been marked off in chalk as standing room for the few correspondents privileged to have an eyewitness view of the historic doing. The correspondents were crowded behind their chalk lines to make sure they didn't get in the way of the score and more movie and still photographers.
Tradition of success and conquest through war from Frederick the Great, and which carried it on through Bismarck and the first Kaiser, and then the second Kaiser, and then another kind of cheap Kaiser, Adolf Hitler. Yes, Germany had 3 wars, and 3 times she was triumphant. And then came the defeat of 1914-18, and the Germans learned nothing from that. They had won too many victories. They had found too many excuses for their defeat. And so, when that mountebank Adolf Hitler came, and when, as the piper of the post-war years, he led the German people once more into war, they felt once again that this time they would succeed. And once again, they have failed. And once again, they have had to sign the signal of defeat. What a scene that was that W. Chaplin painted for us this morning in that schoolhouse of France near the historic city of Reims, with the representative of the new German government and Jodl, who was so close to Hitler, signing unconditional surrender. And this time, we saw to it that no future mountebank can deceive the German people as to just what happened, for it was complete, unequivocal, absolute defeat of arms. And as a result of